Hello everyone, this is Voice It or Vi. This is the fourth part of the documentation. Entering into the women's battered shelter, which was called Visage, was very, I guess it opened the door for me to express the pain and the drama that I felt. And yes, I definitely went downhill. I actually had a friend there, and we actually her brother I kind of liked, so I started being his girlfriend at age 12. And there was a program there, or different programs, where you can act out abusive situations and learn the right way to act, which I had no part of. And being rebellious that I never outgrew, I refused. And I just was not ready to face that. I just wanted to be left alone, and I made sure of it. And I became very insular, but I did have a friend, and I'm not proud of who I did, but I was dating her boyfriend, or her brother, as he was my boyfriend, and I was going out with her, and she was my girlfriend. And this is when I realized I prefer women over guys, but my mother didn't see any part of it. She separated us, and before it got out of hand, because she thought that the person was, having a bad influence on me, not realizing that I discovered I was more interested in little girls when I was 9 years old. And so I try to live what I call the straight life from that point on. And our friendship had ended. And shortly afterwards, my mother remarried to a man named Thomas, and we moved out of Visage and lived into a very, very secluded town, which I loved. I loved the privacy and the where I could. It was perfect, great for healing. But I was also very suicidal at the time, and definitely tried to commit suicide on several occasions. And I actually have the scars right here on my wrist to prove it. But living there, we had a lot of animals. We had like 20 some dogs, a horse, bird, a rabbit, you name it, we had it. The only thing we didn't have was a shark in the pond in the back. But it took me a long time to work through my hatred with men, and actually Montel Williams helped with that when I saw a man crying because a woman abused him. And it took me as a shock, like, what? I don't get that. But I felt for the man, and that's when I realized women aren't the only ones who get abused. And after that, I started working on myself to become better. I started getting all these self-help books and trying to cure and climb my way out of my situation. I was into severe depression. Shrinks just wanted to medicate me to death. So by 14, I said, I'm not taking any medicine. I'm doing this on my own, and I did. And I went through, high school and going through school wasn't easy because I was bullied since preschool. And I was racist against African Americans because I was molested by them and beaten up by them from the first time I ever went to school because I was the only white person there. And I had a very hard time dealing with black people until I had my best friend who was African American, and she stuck through me through the end while everybody else didn't. And if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have changed. Even now, African American men make me kind of nervous, but it's something I'm working out of getting away from it. But my best friend, she's black, and she was there from the end, and she'll probably continue to always be there. She, I would say, was that angel that actually helped me through my teenage years from trying to find out who I was. I mean, I got into hip hop and I did things. The only thing I didn't do was I didn't drink and I didn't have sex. And for that I was called gay because I was 12 years old and I was still a virgin and never been kissed and never dated. And I didn't start dating until I was 17, and I lost my, I got my first kiss when I was just about 19, and I lost my virginity at age 21. And that was a disaster and horrific. But I healed myself without the help of psychologists and psychiatrists, and without medicine, from self-help books, and definitely from Karen's Kingsbury book. But at age 21, I was working, and I fell in love with a 40-year-old male, and he was into partying, so that's where I picked up drinking. And of course, I was already smoking. I was smoking since I was 10, so that was something my dad got me into. And it was definitely the wrong choice for me in dating this guy, which I will cover in my next video.